This video was brought to you by Skillshare. Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Katie. I'm a freelance editor and an indie author. I have 4 books out right now. 2 of them are poetry collections, 2 of them look like this. And my 5th one, we got news on that, my friends. Hi, welcome back to another vlog. I think today's just gonna be a daily one, and it's mainly gonna be focused on writing. So, oh my gosh, I have so much to get caught up on. Do we like the catch-up chats at the beginning of the vlog? Should I just stop talking and jump into them? Let me know. Today's Wednesday. This morning, I was just wrapping up an editing client and sending over that manuscript evaluation to her, and I've also been emailing back and forth with a new one who is basically revamping a series that she has that's already out, so I'm gonna help her edit all 5 of her books. So we've been kind of trying to schedule that with 5 projects for her. I think that's basically, I'm now fully booked for the rest of the year. Where to start? Right, so the plan for today, my bangs I just feel like look really bad today and I cannot fix them. If you've been around for a while, I'm currently working on a new urban fantasy paranormal romance series. The first book is called The Marionettes, and that first book is with one of my beta readers right now. We're basically in the final draft of it. Now I'm just tweaking things as I come up with them in the later books in the series as I'm working on it, like little seeds I can plant for foreshadowing, world building. Those are really the only things I'm tweaking in the book as of now. Nothing with like the actual plot of the first book is changing anymore. And I'm currently writing book 2. That was my like camp NaNoWriMo project, but honestly it was not a very successful camp for me. I'm trying to pull it up. So book 2 as of now, I'm a little over 47,000 words for, and this book is giving me hell. I'm struggling so much with it. So that's basically the goal of this vlog, is I want to make some serious progress with this book, because the thing is I'm really just stuck in this one section, and every time I write a scene, I'm like knowing I'm gonna have to come back and change this whole section because I'm struggling so much with it. So I tried to jump ahead and I wrote a scene that I knew and I was excited to write, but it just didn't work. Like, I need this context before moving on. So my goal for today, I've been stuck in this like one chapter, this one section. So I really just want to finish writing this part that I've been stuck in so we can just hopefully pick up momentum again. So that's our plan. If you missed it, I've had some updates going up about book 1, The Marionettes. You can add it on Goodreads. There's a playlist that you can listen to on Spotify. There's a Pinterest board you can look at. And then I also have a Facebook group that you can join. It's just like a reader community group. It's new, and the blurb officially went up in there the other day. The blurb is also up on my Patreon page. So that's very exciting if you want to know what the first book's about. My cover designer is currently working on it. She sent me the first draft of the cover the other day and I sent back some notes, so I'm just waiting for her to get back to me with that again. So exciting developments for this new series, and I'm going to be sending out a newsletter on Monday the 17th with some more info on that. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, just make sure you check your inboxes on Monday and that it doesn't get lost in like promotions or spam or something. And if you want to sign up, you can just go to my website. It's linked down below. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Things are coming together. So yeah, mainly today's goal, we're trying to write some more for book 2. I've spent all morning on editing client stuff, so I'm pretty much done and we can just focus on my stuff for the rest of the afternoon. It's 11 o'clock. I do have a video to film for Patreon, but other than that, we're just writing today. So I'm definitely expecting this rough draft to be shorter than the actual book because I always underwrite. But what's interesting is I think the underwritten short rough draft of this book is going to be the length of the final draft of book 1. Like book 1's rough draft word count was like 37,000 words. It was super short, and now it's a little over 70k. I think the rough draft of this is going to be like 70k, and then it's going to be more like 100,000 words once I'm done with it. So we're in the middle of chapter 17. We need to finish the scene in chapter 17, write the first scene in chapter 18, and then I already wrote the second scene in chapter 18. That's the one that I jumped ahead to. So once we write these 2 scenes, we'll like get back on track, and I think I'll be able to start moving a little bit faster. It's always the second act. The second act, I hate writing it, and I always have to like rewrite the entire thing. So we're just getting something on the page so we can keep moving forward. Before we get on with the rest of the video, let me tell you a little bit about Skillshare, who's very kindly sponsoring today's vlog. I've worked with Skillshare several times in the past. I'm a really big fan of theirs. They're an online learning community that has these little video classes in all different kinds of subjects. I've tried a lot of their different topics, but find myself always going back to their writing and editing and creativity classes. They also have some on freelance, business, finance, artistic stuff, literally any subject subject you can think of, they probably have a class on it. As you can see, they have so many different classes on writing, proofreading, self-publishing. Basically, it'll take you through any step of the process that you're at. And one of the most common questions that I get on my channel is how I got started in freelance as an editor, and they even have classes on that. I love how easy they are to fit into a busy schedule because most of their classes are under an hour long. And they have an awesome offer available right now if you want to check them out. I'll have the link down below in my description. It'll get you a free trial, which gives you unlimited access to all of the classes on their site. And then even after a free trial, it's super affordable. It's less than $10 per month with an annual membership. So make sure to check that link down below in my description if you're interested in trying them out. And let's just get back into the rest of the vlog. Okay, we filmed the Patreon video. It was for my self-publishing 101 tier. Basically, it was just like an income report for April for my book sales, and then also the number of units of how many books I sold in April, and kind of what marketing I did to achieve that, and how I'm gonna pivot and what marketing I'm gonna do next month. I'm thinking about maybe doing those kind of like check-ins over there more often. It'll be interesting for me to be able to look back on, and also just an interesting discussion that we can have on what seems to be working and what's not working. Now it is 11:20. I am stalling because I'm so just like, I don't want to work on this book. I've been stuck in the same section of this book for so long, and I just don't want to write it. I don't want to do it. I want to go back to book 1 that's all squeaky clean and shiny and polished up already. Book 2 do be kicking my ass. I have no excuses. I think that's the last thing on my to-do list is to work on this freaking book. I'm gonna go find my headphones and we're gonna dictate this scene because that's an easy, I have found that to be a really good way for me to like get out of my head, and when I'm stuck staring at a computer, if I just like pace around and talk it out, that helps. I've gotten questions about this lately. I can have a link down below for the app I use. It's called Otter. This is what it looks like. It's free within like a certain number of minutes, and then it refreshes every month. You get 600 minutes a month of recording. I never run out of time, so you should be fine. It adds the punctuation and stuff for you, but it's definitely not perfect, especially when it comes to like names and stuff, and it doesn't add like dialogue punctuation and stuff. So I tend to only do like 10 to 15 minutes of dictating at a time, then I transfer it over to my computer and I clean it up right away, so I still kind of like remember what I meant if it like totally screwed up the sentence, so I can still like fix it up. So it's not perfect, but I like it. It works for me. We're gonna go pace and drink an obscene amount of caffeine and hope to God we can get this chapter done. So this is our word count at the moment. Let's see how much we can add. Okay, we got a 7-minute recording. Let's see how many words this was. Okay, we got 461 without cleaning it up. So now let's touch it up. That was still just like the transition into the new scene. Now the chapter really starts. Should we track these little writing sprints? I'm gonna go get my journal. So I was using this spread to track my edits for book 1. I was just like coloring in a circle for each chapter as I was finishing up. So this is done. I have to cover up the title at the top. But this is for book 2, and I've been circling in for the word count. You can see I'm aiming for like 84k. So we actually need to color some more of these in. So we're at 47,000 now. I really just said screw the color scheme for this one. Okay, it's not that pretty, but I don't really care. We'll see how many sprints we actually end up doing. First one, 464 words. I'm actually gonna add the starting count as well. Okay, so I did another 7 minutes of recording, which was like the exact same word count, like 480 or something. Then I ended up adding on to the end and just kind of fixing it up. So our second sprint, we have almost 700 words. And we're almost to the end of the chapter, but not quite. But we did pass 48k. So we've written over 1,000 words for the day now. This is why I swear by dictating. I don't like to do it all the time. Like after 7 minutes I stopped, even though I knew what was gonna happen next in the scene because I wanted to write that part. But using it as a tool to like just kind of get out of your own head and get unstuck and make some progress without thinking too much about it is excellent. I think I'm gonna finish up this scene. I'm like at the very end of the chapter. It's probably gonna be like less than 200 words to finish it up just by writing it. Then we get to move on to chapter 18. You know what I was thinking about last night when I was trying to write when I was stuck? Because this sequel has been a challenge to write. The first book was hard to write too. This series, like, it's so satisfying when I'm done with it, but the writing itself has been significantly more challenging than any of my previous books. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm so glad that this is not the first time I've tried to write a sequel, because obviously I have like the Pact books, but they're basically standalones and they make a little series together, but it's not like a continuation of the plot exactly. This will be my first like published series like that. But if you haven't been around for a while, I wrote some books, I guess it was last year and the year before that, and I was calling the first one Project Z, and the sequel was called The Sequel. So I ultimately decided to shelf those books and move on from them. They were like new adult, like science fiction kind of. But man, I'm really glad that I actually wrote those books, even though I didn't end up publishing them. Just like the practice of writing the sequel has helped a lot in writing the second book for this series. So silver lining, I guess. Look at my graph for this book. I don't think I have ever been as inconsistent with a book in my life. I started daily tracking around the end of March, because originally I was trying to finish this for NaNoWriMo in April, and obviously that didn't happen. So I wrote like 13,000 in March, and you can see I had like these good days where I was writing like 3,000 words, 2,000 words, but then I would just go like a week without writing. And then I'd write 3,000 words and then I'd go a week without writing. So on the good days, it's good, and then I just like have to think about it for several days before I'm ready to write again, which just isn't my usual process, but I'm just trying to be patient with myself, and the process for this book has just needed to be different. Anyway, we finished chapter 17, we're moving on to 18, and that is our current word count. So I was wrong. I thought I was gonna have one more scene at the beginning of chapter 18, and then that would lead straight into the scene that I've already written for the chapter. There's gotta be something in the middle, so I have another scene to write before that one. So I just got to the end of the first scene of this chapter. You can see my last 3 sprints have been a little pathetic. I'm getting tired. We're gonna take a break now. We've written about 1,800 words for the day so far. So that is our word count now. We only have like a little over 1,000 words to get to 50K, and it's almost 3 o'clock now. And Dean has brought his string over and is patiently waiting to play. So we're gonna take a break. We'll come back to this. I'm happy with the progress we've made. Got past the hard part. That was the goal for today. Basically, I haven't figured out anything new. I just decided what I was originally thinking was gonna be one scene is now gonna be split into 2. And everything after the scene that I have written, I hope this isn't confusing. Chapter 18 has 3 scenes in it. We have now written scene 1 and scene 3. I still need to write scene 2. Everything that comes after scene 3, so chapter 19 on, the pace of this book is about to like pick up, and pretty much everything that happens after this is going to be so much fun to write and so exciting and so many twists and like the stuff that I love writing. So this part before, we needed all of this build up, we needed all of this to happen, but it hasn't been as much fun to write. It's not even that it hasn't been as much fun, it's just been challenging to set everything up in such a way. So once we get past this, I feel like I'm gonna knock out the end of this book pretty quick, because I've been really looking forward to writing this ending. The first thing that I knew about this book before I sat down and like plotted it and outlined it was I knew the ending. That was the first thing that came to my head after I finished book 1, was the ending for book 2. So I've been looking forward to writing this for a long time. I didn't talk about this earlier. I've been outlining book 3 also a ton, and I have a pretty solid grasp of book 3 now, which is really exciting. I feel like I'm gonna need more of a break between writing books 2 and book 3, because I really jumped straight into book 2 out of book 1. So after we finish this rough draft of book 2, we're gonna take a break. But I am very much looking forward to writing book 3 as well. I'm hoping to make a video about book 1 once I have the cover, because I'm going to, like I said, the blurb is up in the Facebook group on my Patreon page, but I'm gonna like officially announce the blurb, put it on Goodreads, that kind of stuff, once I have the cover, so I can like reveal them at the same time. So I'm planning to make a video for that, for the cover reveal, blurb reveal. So if you have any questions about this series, about book 1, feel free to drop them in the comments and we can talk about those in that video as well. Just as a side note, yeah, we're gonna take a break. I think I'm gonna go do some laundry or something, and hopefully we'll come back and we'll knock out the rest of these words tonight and get to 50K. Okay, I don't know if this will be the last sprint. Oh, this is not working. The last sprint for today, but Here is our word count. We're officially past 50K, which means we're done with that row. And it's about 5:45. So our total added word count for today was 3,028 words. So I don't know, we might write some more tonight. We might not. We're gonna take a break, go hang out, but we met the goal for today. I'm really happy with that. We got past the part of the book that I was stuck in and we got to 50,000 words. I'm definitely finding I skipped a couple of things in the book, and I can at least think of 2 scenes I need to go back and add earlier on, but other than that, we've caught up with where I skipped ahead to, so I think the just like flow of everything will be a little bit easier now. Plus, like I was saying before, things are about to go down in the book. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. Thanks for hanging out with me today and helping me meet my goal. I'll have links down below in the description for all kinds of stuff if you want to check them out. You can join our Facebook group, follow me on social media. I probably post on Instagram the most often. I use my stories like every day. There's links down below for my books if you want to pick up a copy. The 2 novels are available in audiobook now, which is super exciting. Maybe add book 1 for this series on Goodreads and more. There's so much stuff down there. You'll have to go look and find out for yourself. If you're new here, maybe subscribe and stick around. Oh, and subscribe to my newsletter if you're not already, if you're interested in book stuff, because I'm sending out an update on Monday. Other than that, I think I'll just see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Bye. No. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone